Hey guys, Darren Asbury here with Revital Outdoors, bringing you another exciting podcast. Tonight, I'm very excited for this podcast. We're not only going back to the great state of Arkansas, where I cut my teeth when I was in college. We're going to interview one of what I believe is the legends of Dardanelle, and I'm going to give him that status. He may not claim it, but I'm going to give it to him. We're going to interview Mr. Wayne Dixon tonight. Wayne has a phenomenal fishing career, fishing weekend tournaments or BFLs, all kinds of different team tournaments as well on Lake Dardanelle. Wayne's done tremendously well in all of them on Lake Dardanelle. So he's going to give us an idea of the tournament, the BFL Arkie Division tournament coming up this weekend. He won the tournament last year, so he is technically the defending champion. He's going to give us a little bit of insight on how to break down Dardanelle. A lot of great content coming your way this evening. Before we get started, Revital Outdoors is still excited. We are taking entries into our $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway. We've got great companies involved in this giveaway, such as Flambeau Outdoors, Seagar Line, Costa Del Mar, Lew's, Strike King, Tackle Warehouse, The Rod Glove. Great companies on board. No angler is going to want to miss this. To enter this giveaway, all you have to do is hit the link at the top of the description right below this video. Make sure you do that before you watch the rest of this video, and I promise you any angler out there is not going to want to miss this one. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you get notified when all of our content is dropping. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And then also, if you've never heard of Revital Outdoors, we are a premium CBD company. We offer premium CBD products to all the outdoor enthusiasts out there. So check them out on our website. That's revitaloutdoors.com. Remember, our products are THC-free and made right here in America. That being said, let's go ahead and get right to it. Let's bring Wayne into the studio from the great state of Arkansas. Wayne, how you doing this evening, bud?
Man, I'm doing good this afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing great. Wayne, I just mentioned you've got a great history on Dardanelle. You're one of the guys that, kind of cut your teeth on that lake. You understand it better than anybody else, I believe, or one of the people that better understand it. So we're kind of going into middle of May, post-spawn pattern, still maybe some spawners up the shallow. I've heard there's a lot of rain going on in the area in Arkansas. The lake's in a funk. The weights haven't been notoriously what they have been in the years past, this last couple of years. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with Dardanelle. What do you predict for this weekend? What can anglers really expect?
Right now, we're at the river's a little high. We're running around 150,000 cubic feet, and which Dardanelle is known for that. I mean, it fishes well at that, and that's going to open a lot of water upriver. That's going to make the lake fish bigger. The bottom end's going to be sucked dry. It's going to pull a lot of the fish doing stuff that this time of year I would normally be catching, but we don't normally have the 150,000 this time of year. So I checked the flows, and I think out to on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be around 140 to 150 is what they're predicting. Everything's on go. We lost a lot of our grass several years ago with the major floods and stuff, and we had a major fish population going on, and it was taking 22, 23. I fished 3 derbies up there with low 20s and never draw checking any of them. But right now, the lake's fishing a little different. I fished a tournament out of there 3 weeks ago. I fished a Arkansas Extreme team, if I'm not mistaken, and we had 18-10 or 18 and some change and won it, me and my partner. And it fished really well. The lake's going to fish well. There's going to be a lot of fish caught. You're going to catch them any way you want to. Pick up a rod you like and throw it. And that's one of the situations that I'm going to be stuck in the middle with. Do I want us to go deep? Do I want to go shallow? What do I want to go do? Because I've got all those options. I grew up there. I started up there with Randy Allen. I mean, most people around that lake know him, and I fish with his son now, Jared Allen. And but now there's going to be fish caught on swim jig. There's going to be buzzbait fish. There's going to be crankbait fish. There's going to be worm fish. Just pick up a rod that you are the very most comfortable with and go fishing.
It sounds like to me, anglers could probably have the kitchen sink on the deck of the boat. Notoriously, when we see that as tournament anglers, we think, well, he's clueless. But it sounds like right now with what Dardanelle's going through in the time of year, they could utilize every single one of those rods throughout the day.
Yes, I'll have normally this time of year, I've got about 4 rods on my deck, and I know exactly what I'm going to do. And when I start Saturday, I'll probably have 8 or 9. I have no idea what I'm going to do up there right now because it's wide open. I mean, there's going to be swim jigs. Like I said, there's going to be a major playing field opened up upriver, and which actually is going to hurt me because if it was to where those guys couldn't get in that water up there and do that stuff up there, I would have a lot better chance. But right now, it's going to be anybody's game. I'm going to say 17, 18 pounds is going to be extremely, extremely strong. And don't be surprised if 16 wins this one, because your fish are going downhill. What I say going downhill is they're coming off the spawn. They're going to be beat up. They're not going to have time to get fat again. And you won't pull out there and find that mega school on a ledge right now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be fishing singles and fishing some brush tops for single fish and pull up on an individual grass bed and make 3 throws on it for one fish and fill a boat up with gas and burn it all out when the day's over.
One of the things that I've seen as a common, conception doing these podcasts, talking to other anglers getting ready for this weekend is, when the fish get off the spawn, the end of post spawn, it's absolutely brutal on them on Dardanelle because there's so much current. There's a hell of a lot of tournaments every weekend, multiple tournaments every weekend. You've had the weather fluctuating in and out. Like, they don't get a chance to take a break after the spawn.
No, the river fish upriver, they'll have some backwater that those fish will actually be a little healthier in. The lake was, I went and just drove up there on Monday. I've been on the lake twice this year because I've been all over the state, and we're fixing to move into Dardanelle, and I think I've got the next 3 weekends booked every day at Dardanelle with big tournaments coming up and stuff up there. But I'm known for a brush fisherman, a ledge fisherman up there this time of year, and I would love to find them out there. Water's dirty, river's flowing big. I don't predict it, but I can't not keep it honest. I have to try to keep it honest because that's what I'm going to do the majority of the day, I think. But in the second hand, we're looking here on Saturday. I looked at a while ago, it's a 97% chance of rain and cloudy. We've got a cold front coming in. I think we've got a high of 84 degrees on Saturday. If I'm not mistaken, Friday night, it's going to be around 55, 57. If I'm not mistaken, I looked at, we're taking off. Yeah, and it's going to rain all day. So it scares me to death, the guys upriver, them shallow water people up there and stuff that can get all their cuts and goes and stuff. And those fish up there are to chew. I'm not saying the fish on the low end won't. If it fires, it's hard to beat. Mm-hmm. But if it don't, I mean, I'm like anybody else in the world. I can zero just like they can because I have.
Yeah. I know quite a few anglers in that Dardanelle area, that Russellville, Dardanelle area. Not only are they hammers on Lake Dardanelle, let's give them credit where credit is due. There's a lot of tournament anglers in that area of Arkansas that probably could have made a living in fishing. They chose not to. And they still have the skill to fish, and they hone those skills on Dardanelle. But I know guys that they're going to go up that river. They're going to live and die by that river. And if they don't come in with the fish, they're completely okay with it because they know what the opposite end of that spectrum is, and they're willing to gamble it.
Yes, and that's exactly right. You're going to have those guys, when they pull out of there, they're going to have 52 gallons of gas. And when they come back, they're going to have 2 gallons of gas. Mm-hmm. And they're going to run all the way to the Ozark Dam. I mean, you've got from the Ozark all the way to Spadra, of which the river's going to be high. And those guys are going to be able to access water that they haven't been able to access. And it's going to be wide open anybody's game. I don't have any odds, favorites on any of this. This is a game changer.
Absolutely. Taking a little bit step of a different approach, Wayne. A couple questions. What do you think a big fish is going to walk away with? I mean, what is a big fish this time of year on Dardanelle under the conditions? Obviously, they're going to get hit in the head by Mother Nature again this weekend. That's always fun. What do you think the co-anglers are going to do?
I think overall, truthfully, anglers and co-anglers, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. And I've drawn a bunch of co-anglers that sit there behind me and throw the shaky head all day, and I have been beat by my co-anglers on that lake, just dragging the shaky head around. And I'm still throwing a big jig, still winding a 22 around, throwing big crankbaits, pulling, and they're back there just wearing on me. And but I'm the guy that's going to go big or go home. I'm not scared to zero. I know how to do that.
Yeah.
That's the first thing in tournament fishing I've had to learn. I had to learn how to lose before I can win.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. That's what any angler has to go through. That is one thing I've known about you, Wayne, is you're after 5 bites. It's a hell of a gamble, but when Wayne Dixon gets his 5 bites, you better be scared of it.
We caught 7 keepers and had 18 pounds.
There you go. Perfect. I mean,
We turned the live wells on at 9:59 that morning. First fish we caught.
It didn't phase you.
And we didn't buy out our plan. We stayed right with it and just kept moving. And we found a load of pre-spawn females that were just pulled up. And that's how that lake works.
Right.
You can go from hero to zero in 30 minutes because he caught his first fish was a 570 or something like that, a 560, I think. And then I pulled on the grass bed and I caught 4 more. And at 10:30, 10:40, we had 17 in the boat. And we come back around that area about 1 o'clock and caught another 3 3/4. Mm-hmm. And that was what we caught all day.
Wow.
We caught 3 short fish, but we caught 7 keepers all day.
Definitely a lot of gambling that's going to happen this weekend. Sounds like it could really pay off. I mean, I can just sense through this podcast that you feel like you're going into a losing battle. It's a gamble, but somewhere down the line, I can see it in your eyes. You got a lot of confidence. If they fire, you will walk away with the top 3 in this event.
If these fish that if what I've done this time of year for the last 25 years,
a long time.
Yeah, I mean, if these fish fire, I can catch a big bag, and I'm going to dedicate all day to it. And I can't go in there with a mindset saying, "Oh well, I've got to try 7 different things," because I'm not going to. I'll be spun out all day, right. And that's the worst thing an angler does. It goes in with a game plan, and like I told you, at 10 o'clock we turned the live wells on, and we never wavered from our game plan. If you go in with a game plan, your mindset, start the tournament. And you know what it's capable of doing. If you're not scared to zero, if you're not chasing a check, you've got opportunities to have a big bag of fish, or you can zero.
Right. I got you. So, well, Wayne, you've given us a lot of great information on Dardanelle. Sounds like you really got it dialed in. I hear a lot of confidence in your voice. That's why I look forward to this podcast so much. Before we let you go, I know you got a lot of great family, people that support you around the Arkansas area where you live, some sponsors as well that support your fishing habit. And I mean, you fish a lot of tournaments throughout the year, and you really do well in all of them, and you're a great representative of the sport and the state of Arkansas. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Hey, man, I'll be honest with you. The first person I want to thank is my Lord. He's given me the opportunity to do this, and he blessed me with the ability to catch a fish. And anybody that has that ability never needs to take it for granted, because he will humble you with a zero. When you go out there with the confidence, I can do this, and you don't ask for help, he'll show you what you can do.
Yeah, he's going to show you we can't do this alone.
That's right. And my mom and dad, my mom is probably my biggest fan. She don't miss nothing. She don't back up from nothing. She's always supported me. And my kids, they've always been great with me. And me and my boy fished a lot of tournaments together, and we've won a lot of tournaments, me and him together and stuff. And he's in football and everything else stuff. He's a young man growing up, and so he's not fishing as much. He didn't choose to try to be a professional fisherman or semi-pro or whatever. And that's one of the things that you need to understand as a dad. Don't force a kid to do something they don't want to do. Let them pursue their own dream.
That's absolutely true. You know, I had someone tell me recently at a little expo that I went to, and it makes so much truth. Is yeah, you see a lot of anglers right now in college getting college scholarships, going to school. There's a lot more into that than people predict and understand. We're not, and that, no disagreement that it's great things that are happening for those college anglers, but there's a lot more to it. If a kid has a natural athletic ability and wants to focus in on sports, I've got several colleagues in the fishing industry that was able to go to college and pay for it because of being an athlete. And they came out of, being an athlete and focused back on fishing and got into the industry. It's a great way to pay for college. So you can't doubt a kid wanting to be a teenager, focusing on a little bit of sports. But I promise you, I know you, and I got to meet your boy one time at a BFL tournament. He ain't ever going to put down the rod.
No, he enjoys this stuff. He's still young. He still wants his rod to bend. And as we know, we go bass fishing. Some days we zero. But you go crappie fishing, you go brimp fishing. We have a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, fishing's fishing. So, well, Wayne, really appreciate you coming on the podcast. For all listeners out there, again, This is Mr. Wayne Dixon. He is the defending champion of the BFL Arkie Division tournament on Lake Dardanelle. That same tournament's coming up this weekend. Wayne, want to wish you the best of luck. Want to wish all the luck and safety out there to all the anglers fishing in the Arkie Division on Dardanelle this weekend. Dardanelle can be a little treacherous, guys. Keep your wits about you. Please be safe out there. Make sure you're having fun. Giving the glory to God, as Wayne mentioned in the podcast. Before we let you go, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Also, you've been watching the rotating banner below this video. Hit that link at the top of the description right below this video. Enter into that $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway. I promise you it's not one that any angler is going to want to miss, and it just takes a few seconds to do so. From all of us at Revital Outdoors, I'm Theron Asbury. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. Thank you to Wayne. Good luck to everybody this weekend. God bless. Be safe out there. We'll talk to everyone very, very soon.